The very funny and talented Dan Soder's back here on the Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you, Dan.
Good to see
How are
you, Rich.
you?
It's been years.
It's been 4 years, as a matter of fact. We just showed the previous appearance, the quick snippet.
A lot has changed.
We'll talk. You're an engaged man, right? Are you engaged?
I am.
How did you propose to Katie Nolan?
I surprised her the best way.
How?
The best way to get engaged or murder your wife is surprise.
Let's start with the positive
never
part.
let them know.
Yes.
Yeah, we like went away for a weekend and she didn't know it was coming, and then we were walking our dog next to a river.
Oh.
And I got down on one knee, and she was like, "What are you doing?" She tried to walk away.
But she think you were tying. She thought you were tying your shoe or something like that.
Well, she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Come here," and she was like, "Get your hands off me!" And I was like, "I love you forever." And then I got on one knee, and she was like, "Oh," and it clicked. And then she was like, "No way, no!" And it was great.
Did she make you do it again?
No.
My wife did that.
Really?
Yes, I proposed to her in Napa in a gazebo, that was overlooking a winery, and she's just like blacked out, and she said, "Can you do that again?" I forgot.
Really?
She's like, "I just would you mind doing it a second time?"
Because
she was just like,
as Katie explains it to me, she did black out. She was like, "I didn't know what was going on."
Right.
Because I think they wait for that moment the whole time.
Right.
And then we just snipe them on. We just get in there and we're like, "I love you forever, you sweet lady." And then they're like,
"Oh, well, then congratulations."
Thanks, man.
So a lot has changed.
A lot has
since
changed.
2019, for sure.
Michael McDaniel's now the head coach.
Well, I definitely want to. I know that, and our
I'm a Fins fan,
and our radio audience is
first,
about to return. Dan Soder is here at Dan Soder, both on Twitter and Instagram. DanSoder.com for dates and tickets for his upcoming tour dates, which we'll get to a little bit more in a moment. I imagine you've added the Miami Dolphins to your repertoire.
Best way to say that.
And explain why for those who might not be familiar.
Well, I'm a Niner fan till I die. Born and raised 49er fan. However, since Michael McDaniel has taken over the Miami Dolphins, they are now officially my AFC team.
And the reason why is?
Grew up with Mike. Grew up in Aurora, Colorado with Mike in 7th and 8th grade. Best friends, high school, remained close. I mean, I went and saw a practice, and I got a great intro. I think it wasn't Fangio. He was introducing me to someone. He said, "This is one of my oldest friends." And I said, yeah, that is technically, you're one of my oldest friends in my life.
And Fangio's like, "Old? I'll show you old."
Like,
and he busts out his identification.
He goes, "God, you can't even run side to side."
So McDaniel, because you were here again in 2019, and you told a story about how you knew the run game coordinator for the 49ers.
Yeah.
And I honestly, you could have given me 5 shots at naming the run game coordinator for the 49ers. I would never have named him. Mike McDaniel. And you told a story. Like, he would occasionally say, "Hey, look out for this play," in the game, stuff like that. Right? He would give you a heads up.
There was a game in 2018 where the Niners were playing. I believe the Detroit Lions was the home opener. And my friend Chad Harder and I were driving from Sacramento to San Francisco for the game. And he called us on the phone when he was in his office, and he goes, "Do you guys want to know what the first play is going to be?" We're just on speakerphone in our car. We're like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's a run to the left. If they show this form," it was Breida, Matt Breida, the cheetah, and he was like, "We're gonna give it to him to the left," and it was like a 60-yard run, but we said it out loud.
Yes.
When we sat down in our seats, we went, "First play is going to be a run to the left."
And everyone's like, "Yeah,
"What?"
right.
And then they do it, and they're like, "How did you guys know?" We're like, "We know one of the coaches."
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Has he done that
Dolphins?
as the HC of the Dolphins?
He has not done that yet, but the only game, I got to see him at Jets last season, which was just a quick hello on the sidelines. And that when you're the head coach, you got a lot more going on.
I know that,
So
right.
I don't think you can reach out to your buddies and be like, "Do you guys want to know what I'm going to do?"
Yeah.
But I am excited. September, week 3, September 24th, I believe. Broncos at Dolphins.
Oh.
There's no way I'm missing that. Because I grew up a 49ers fan in Denver, but McDaniel grew up a huge Broncos fan.
Did he really?
He was a ball boy for the 97,
that's right.
98
Shanahan,
team.
right. Yeah.
I mean, he was a ball boy for those Super Bowl teams. So to watch him play for Tim coach against the Broncos is going to be very fun.
Does it blow you away? He's an HC in the NFL right now.
It feels like a nap dream. You know, when you wake up from a dream and you're like, "Dude, my friend Mark was running CNN. It's like something crazy when you go to LA. You're like, oh, McDaniel. There was a moment when I was at the Dolphins at Jets last year, and I was watching him. He got us tickets that were, you could just see him down on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And I turned to Katie and I was like, this just feels insane that I'm at a game being like, especially because it's the Dolphins. It does feel like a nap thing where you'd be like, McDaniel was coaching the Dolphins.
What's going on?
So I don't know, but I'm excited. And I got to see him. I was down there in Dania Beach doing shows, and I got to go to a practice and talk to him. And he just seemed, I think, the first year head coach going from an NFC championship loss to just running the Dolphins that fast. He seems this year just cool, collected. He just seems way more like, oh, yeah, man, I got an off season.
Right. He's got an off season. He's got a full year under his belt. My God, they went through quite a ride last year, making the playoffs, and losing Tua twice, questions about why playing him again at all.
And I think the guys know his stuff now. So I think now I'm excited to see this run game take off.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Now, you just gave me a look like he has given you a heads up.
No.
Okay.
I just, when you're friends with someone for so long, you can kind of anticipate their moves.
Right.
But I love who he's got in the backfield. I love that he has Raheem Mostert.
Yeah.
I love Mostert.
He collects 49ers.
I know.
Basically at the running back spot. And so, interesting that, was it Andrew Hawkins, Chris, who we had on the show?
Yeah.
And he told a viral story.
I watched it.
Okay. About when he was with the Browns, I guess. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And McDaniel would tell him about certain footwork. If your feet are like this, you're going to get a free release, and you're going to get this. You run this route, and how he's gotten it down to a complete science. And Hawk said he was one of the most brilliant coaches he's ever had.
I think when McDaniel got into the NFL, he was coaching very early. I believe 2005 with the Broncos when they lost to the Steelers in the AFC Championship game was his first year where he was an intern/coach.
Yeah.
Kubiak takes him to Houston. Mm-hmm. And I think with McDaniel, he was coaching guys 7-8 years older than him.
Right.
So he had to learn a style of I'm not going to be the military. I was just going to talk to you. He's going to learn with you. Mm-hmm. And so I think that really works in today's NFL where he's just like, hey, we're both after the same goal. I'm not going to yell at you. I might get mad, but
He's got a great sense of humor, too.
He's hilarious. He's that weirdo. He's always been that big of a weirdo.
We had him on before the Combine, and I told him, here are my favorite coaching cliches.
My favorite thing in the world.
Can use them. And he used all three of them.
And honestly,
he said, I'm going to use it in my opening press conference. I stood there.
Yeah. And I saw you cross the line.
I did cross the line. I did cross. He high-fived me. And I haven't spoken to him since, though. It's kind of wild. No, actually, he came to the booth at the Combine.
When I saw that clip, when I saw you guys on the show talking about it, zero doubt in my mind he was going to do all of it. Zero doubt in my mind he was going to do every
But he didn't write it down. Like, he did it off the top of his head.
When you named all of them, I was like, he'll get all of them in the first sentence, I think.
He waited to the end.
He waited to the very end.
And I was literally standing there the entire time, and I'm like, is he just not going to do it? Because that would be what a bummer. Man. But also, he's a head coach at the Combine, not there for my entertainment or content for the show, and he nailed it.
He has a lot of fun. I think,
Here it is.
Yeah, dude, I love this.
Right. I love and I just high five. Boom.
I love it, man. It's so cool. It's just, it's what I love about Mike is the same thing I love about comics I'm friends with. You genuinely can see that he loves doing this. He just lives for this. And I asked him in his office when I went to that training camp practice, I was like, how awesome is this? Yeah. And he's like, it never loses how cool it is to just be like, oh, yeah.
That's great.
And then my white trash, I was like, can I get a Gatorade in the can? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you can go have 4 Gatorades. I'm just so child-brained that I was like, would anyone get mad if I had a can of Gatorade? But, I think he's one of these guys that, and obviously I'm a diehard Niner fan, so that week 13 last year was real tough, watching him play Kyle and the boys. But, I think he has an effect on everybody he coaches in a very positive way.
Dan Soder here on the Rich Eisen Show. DanSoder.com for upcoming tour dates for your tour the Comedy Store tonight.
Comedy Store tonight sold out. I'm very excited for that. And I'll be up in Seattle
on August 24th.
Yeah, near your old buddy Kenny Maine doing the Neptune Theater.
Got to get him out here doing stand-up. Has he ever done? I don't think he's ever done
but
stand-up.
Kenny Mayne is.
He's very Stephen Wright type style, I think, right?
Legit hilarious. In our house, we call him Uncle Kenny. Katie and I call him Uncle Kenny.
Okay, fantastic.
He's the man.
So I didn't know you knew. I didn't know you knew him.
I know him through my future wife.
Okay. Katie Nolan, ladies and gentlemen.
Katie Nolan. The great Katie Nolan.
All right, Dan. Based on last night's headline in preseason football that the Ravens had a 24-game preseason winning streak broken up.
One of those things that you never knew existed. If you're outside of Baltimore, maybe my friend Des knew, who's a diehard Ravens fan.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Well, it happened, and actually the competitive juices were flowing. You have come up with a game for us to play, Chris Brockman?
Yeah, Mike Hoskins threw this together. We are playing the NFL 2015 starting quarterback game.
Because they
the last time they lost in the
Yes.
preseason was 2015.
Different world.
So we are going to read off some week 1 matchups the following week and see if you can name the starting quarterbacks in these week 1 matchups.
So the last time the Ravens lost a preseason game was the end of the 2015 preseason.
Correct.
The week later, these were the starting matchups.
I have 6 week 1 matchups.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Test your knowledge
Can
of
you
week
name?
1 starting quarterbacks.
For everyone listening,
Yes, sir.
this is half game, half PSA to not smoke marijuana. Because you were about to watch me absolutely brick so many of these, which I knew. You know,
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're denigrating your own focus.
I don't know.
Okay.
Man.
You want Phil? What do we think?
No, I think do we do? What do you? Okay, that sounds good.
whatever.
Thank you.
That's all right.
All right, Chris,
Good job, Mike.
go for it.
All right, Dan, you're
By the way,
first up.
I'm supposed to professionally know this, and I might
All
riff
right,
on a
well,
few
I'm
of
batting
these.
first, so you're going to see either
Okay,
a big
here we go.
whiff or just I
You
hit for
start
play.
first, and I get a
Dan,
chance to
first
steal.
up.
All right.
Week 1, the Seattle Seahawks at St. Louis Rams. Who are your starting quarterbacks?
And now, as a Niners guy, I feel like this is right down my alley. Obviously, starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson.
Correct.
And starting quarterback for the Rams, I'm going to take a shot downfield and say Sam Bradford.
Oh, incorrect.
Damn it.
Who is the
Rich Eisen for the half-point
the
steal.
2015 starting quarterback of the St. Louis Rams?
St. Louis Rams.
St. Louis Rams.
St. Louis Rams. I don't know. I'm going to go immaculate grid here and say Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Incorrect. You know him as BDN Super Bowl champion Nick Foles.
No way.
Foles.
Nick Foles was on the Rams?
Yeah. Yeah, Philly. He parked himself there in between Philadelphia stints.
Yeah.
Or he got parked there.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
This is like when you find out Namath was a Ram.
So he's got half a point, and I have no.
Half a point. Half a point
By the way,
again.
Russell Wilson is
and
a
by
gimme.
the way,
But I appreciate that.
Bittersweet to get the half point from a hated rival. From a man that has broken my heart in Seattle colors so many times.
Rich Eisen, week 1.
Yes.
Kansas City Chiefs at Houston Texans.
Not jealous of you right
Starting quarterbacks. 2015, week 1.
Oh, my God. Who started for that? Okay, I'll go Matt Schaub for the Texans.
For which team?
For the Texans.
Incorrect. And for Kansas City for a half point.
Alex Smith.
Correct.
Okay.
See, that was the
Dan,
one.
do you want a half point steal on the Texans?
I literally was going like this. Oh, I know it was Alex Smith.
Yes.
I knew Alex Smith.
I snuck it in.
I know.
Who was the starting
quarterback for the Houston Texans in 2015?
It can't. It
Was-
can't be Deshaun Watson. He was
You know
not
what?
there yet.
I'm going to make a random guess, but say Fitzmagic.
Incorrect.
By the way, he's gonna.
We're always going to
go. We're gonna get it right.
Fitzpatrick, we know you were at one of those teams.
TJ Yates.
Current Las Vegas Raider Brian Hoyer.
Oh,
is
my
your
God.
Texans starter
and then
week 1.
future
Come
49er and
on.
Patriot.
All right, so
Hoyer.
it's a half point each
Half
with
point
4
each,
more
half point
matchups
each.
to
Here
go.
we go.
Wow.
All right, Dan.
This is again the week after the Ravens last lost a preseason game.
Lost a preseason game.
Okay, very good.
2015, week 1. Tennessee Titans at Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay. Oh, my God. All right. This is crazy. Tampa Bay. Byron Leftwich?
Incorrect.
Damn.
I'm writing down names.
All right.
Tampa versus who?
Tennessee.
Oh,
Tennessee at Tampa.
Tennessee, and I know the Fitzmagic years were later. I can't even use that.
No, I wouldn't do that again if I was you.
It wasn't Vince was. Oh my God, who was the quarterback? I'm just going to say Fitzpatrick just to say it.
It's not incorrect. Rich Eisen for the steal.
I'm going to go for Tampa, Josh Freeman.
Incorrect.
And for Tennessee, you already went Fitzpatrick.
I
Huh?
had
Good
that.
guess. Good guess.
Who was the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans? Was it Kerry Collins? Was long gone.
And so was Vince Young, and so was, I mean, I'm like cycling.
What do you got?
You're naming names. They went 1-2 in the draft that year. Marcus Mariota versus Jameis Winston.
Oh my God!
I thought
should have known that.
I actually thought you'd get that one, Rich.
Okay,
You know
I
what's
know.
so funny? I thought Winston was too young.
No,
I thought
that's it.
Jameis
Winston
was-
versus Mariota.
Yeah.
I remember that.
2015, yeah.
Man,
By the way, Mariota had a perfect passer rating, and they took him out of the game.
That was the first
was a
draft in
blowout.
Chicago. That was the first draft on the
I don't
road.
even
I'm
remember.
Nate Bargatze's gonna.
All right,
hate
Rich
me.
Eisen. This
By the
is
way,
you.
and I'm sober.
Week 1, the Philadelphia Eagles at Atlanta Falcons, 2015.
Matt Ryan.
Correct.
In Philadelphia's starting quarterback in 2015, I'll go. Since Foles was gone, I'll go Vic.
Incorrect. Dan for a half-point steal.
Why not Carson Wentz?
I was going to give you a hint. You mentioned him earlier today. Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
Oh, that was the Rams.
All right, so
Sam
are we-
Bradford.
am I a half point ahead?
You're a half point ahead.
I gotta beat the guy who's
All right, Dan.
compromised.
Dan Soder, here we go. If you guys get these, I will be impressed.
Yes.
The Minnesota Vikings at San Francisco 49ers.
All right, now San
Week
Francisco
1.
49ers 2015. Starting season. My heart wants to say Kaepernick, but I believe it was Blaine Gabbert.
Always go with your heart. Colin Kaepernick.
I was, but you're going to give me a chance to steal, but
I'm going to give him a half point for that.
No, I'd written it down.
I'm going to give him a half for that.
Oh my God!
No, he didn't. Don't give him a half.
He mentioned the name first.
He took a full gummy.
That whole
First
year,
name
it was,
out of
it
the
was-
mouth.
That
First
year
name out of the
it was
mouth.
Okay.
Kaepernick or Gabbert.
The judge.
You're right.
Minnesota
The
Vikings. Minnesota Vikings.
And the Minnesota Vikings were. This is before they got Cousins, so this was
2015.
2015 Minnesota Vikings.
8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Man, oh man.
Can I ask a hint?
Sure.
Is he still in the league?
Yes. He may have played over the weekend.
Oh no! Oh,
I'm
no.
helping our guest
Oh no! Oh no! Sam, no. Darnold was the Jets drafted.
No. 2015.
I don't know.
Incorrect. Rich Eisen for a half-point steal.
So this is the starting quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings.
In 2015. I did give a hint. He played over the weekend. In 2023.
He played over the weekend.
He may have been
In
wearing
2023.
He may have been wearing a very high number.
Who is the quarterback?
Detroit Lions backup Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater, H2O.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay.
From
All right, last one for you, Rich Eisen.
Yes.
The Cleveland Browns at New York Football Jets.
2015 New York
2015.
Jets starter.
I was.
Who started for the 2015 Jets? What?
You've mentioned he's been mentioned
Ryan
several times.
Fitzpatrick.
That's what I was.
I was going to go there. Sorry.
I knew
Sorry.
that was
You
the
couldn't
one.
get it. We finally got it right. And the Cleveland Browns 2015 starter?
First team all hair.
First team all hair. Because I was about to go somebody who just went first team all hair.
Maybe a future NFL head coach someday.
First team all hair. Maybe a future NFL coach someday. Hold on.
Who's got locks? Who's got just luscious locks? That
2015. Josh McCown.
Correct. McCown played in the opening series, got hurt, and Johnny Football came in.
my guess was going to be Manziel.
Came in on the second series, man.
Oh my God!
Oh, I got a full point at the very end.
Look at that.
Well done.
You know what? Good.
Rich Eisen for the
Thank
win.
you. We have some nice parting gifts for you.
I like it. I honestly,
Thank you.
I'm all the texts I'm going to get from my friends, especially Nate Bargatze, is going to be like, "Come on, man, you should have known it was Mariota."
He is funny.
He's
man.
the best. He's the best.
He did a bit that I saw on Instagram the other day about folks who come to the house to fix stuff, and they talk to him like he knows what he's talking
goes,
about.
My wife's in charge.
Oh my God,
it's great. I believe that's off the Amazon special, which is streaming now.
I laughed so hard when I saw that. Dan Soder is here on the program. I saw this on Twitter. It wound up on my feed because of the guy who retweeted it as well, but also jumped out because I believe he writes for a blog that covers the Chiefs. Zach Eisen tweeted this out. Look at, Mahomes was running for his life. Look at how many people Cardinals are chasing him down this weekend in preseason, up to the top of the right. And there's Kelsey down at the bottom of the screen. Hey, I'm open. Look at him. Look at him.
That's hilarious.
He's on the Mahomes is on one side of the
70
numbers.
yards away.
He's on the other side of the numbers. Mahomes is running for his life to his right, and there's Kelsey saying, "Hey." But
is that the play that he did the jump pass on?
Yes, that he threw as he was running out of bounds. But
which was incomplete. But
Kelsey
is
like, hey, I've seen Mahomes make some crazy have the eyes in the back of his head before. Mahomes retweeted it. This is funny. Can't believe I missed it.
That's funny. That is. I mean, you've seen Mahomes make so many insane throws that if you're a receiver for him, you're like, you can get the ball here. You can do it.
He's like not running back. Hey, I'm open.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I can see that from behind me when 10 guys are chasing me to the sidelines.
Isn't that the old Sandler bit on Wilt Chamberlain's 100.9?
Yeah.
Where it's like he's got 96 points. They call timeout. And his teammate goes back to the huddle and goes, "Hey, Wilt, I'm open."
That's great. I love that.
No, just going to score the next 4.
No, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get that. 100.
Hey, Wilt, come on.
Not tonight.
I'm open.
Under the basket. Right under the basket.
It's like Kelsey.
Hey!
I know you're running for your life
Literally
the
like
other way.
70
You
yard
wonder
throw.
if after that play he was like, dude, I was open. And he's like,
or the film session. Like, hey, look at me, I'm wide open.
Yeah.
So next time you're running for your life to the right, just look to your left.
Look left.
But not just left, all the way to the left.
Turn and throw it to the sideline.
Oh, my gosh. Dan Soder is here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, you are a diehard 49er fan, sir, as well as obviously you're friends with Mike McDaniel. Mm-hmm. And I have the San Francisco 49ers schedule here. We do this with our celebrity guests and other callers calling in. It's called the win-loss game.
Yeah.
You're going to go walk through this San Francisco 49ers schedule, and you, Dan Soder, will tell us a win or loss week to week, and then we'll add it up at the end. And I just counsel you, be careful when this happens. Sometimes you can lose your head and wind up giving your team a 17-0 season that you're like, I didn't think that going in, and that's how it comes out. So,
and I every year when the schedule comes out, as most diehard fans do, I put it in my calendar to make sure that nothing, and I mean nothing, comes in between me watching the 49ers.
Very good. Katie's aware of this too, right?
She's very aware of it.
Okay, very good.
And she respects it, and that's what true love is.
Well, she's a Pats fan.
She's a Pats fan. I respect the Pats schedule.
She gets it.
Okay. I don't think they face one another this year.
No, we do not.
Okay, very good. All right, NFL Films music, please, for inspiration.
Yes.
At Pittsburgh to start the season.
I'm going. See, you're right. This is where you fall into the trap. I'm going win at Pittsburgh week 1.
Home for the at the Rams, pardon me, right here in Los Angeles.
Well, we all know that's we call that South San Francisco now. The way we show up, the way the Niners fans travel, that's a win.
Yeah, Rich, you said home. It's going to basically be a
it's going to be a home game for the Niners.
Now
that's
here's
our
your
week 2 home opener.
Actual home opener against the Giants.
Let me tell you this. Now, this is usually where I would say they would drop the first game. However, a lot of Giants were running their mouths when Brock Purdy got injured in the NFC Championship game, and I think that was a little motivation. So I think the Niners in the home opener beat the Giants.
Like the proverbial rented mule?
I like a 3-0 start.
Well, then the Cardinals come in for a visit.
I think this is the one that we drop.
Really?
Whoa.
Okay.
I think maybe not even an overlooking, but I think there's something that happens where we lose this one close.
And then a Sunday night game against the Cowboys.
I mean, in my heart of hearts, I could never say I think the 49ers will lose to the Cowboys. So go Niners.
4-1 at the Browns.
I think this is another random drop.
Okay.
I think Deshaun Watson and them are cooking.
All right. Okay. That's 4-2 at the Minnesota Vikings on a Monday night.
I think that's a win.
Okay, that's a win. So that's now 5-2, home for the Bengals.
I think that is possibly a Super Bowl preview.
Okay.
And we see the 49ers lose, so that way February, when we win it, it's that much better.
5-3 into a bye coming out of at Jacksonville.
Now, here's where we start to rip it.
Okay. That's 6-4.
5-3, right?
Yep, 5-3, 6-3.
And I'm going to say it right now. After the bye, I think you're going to see.
But pace yourself. Week to week here. It's a week-to-week league. Home for the Buccaneers.
I'm going to be at that game, so that's a win.
Okay.
I want to see a win.
At the Seahawks on a Thanksgiving night.
We do Jacksonville. We did Jacksonville.
Yes.
Win. Tampa Bay.
7-3.
Actually, you know what?
7-3 on Thanksgiving night at Seattle.
7-3 at Seattle, Thanksgiving night. I hate to say it, but I think we dropped that one.
7-4 at the Eagles.
December 3rd can't come fast enough. And in my heart and everything that I know, go Niners. All my friends that are from Philly, you know what's happening. We're getting revenge for the NFC Championship game.
8-4, home for Seattle.
And that's a win.
9-4 at Arizona.
That's a revenge game.
10-4, you're on a roll for the Ravens on a Monday night at home.
We lose.
Really?
I think Baltimore sneaks up on us Monday night. We've been so hot,
Okay.
So into the Philly, Seattle, Arizona run.
10-5 at the Washington Commanders.
Win.
11-5 at home against the Rams.
Win.
12-5. Which, by the way, is the same record that our longtime listener, many-time caller Terzo, and I, always a diehard Niner fan, had them 12-5.
I think they go 12-5, and I think we are like second or third seed in the NFC.
Okay. All right.
And a Super Bowl win.
By the way, that's a reasonable playing of the win-loss game right there.
I have a question, though. Yeah. Is that 12-5? Are you taking into consideration that Bosa isn't?
He's coming. He's coming.
He's never had a training camp his entire career with the 49ers. I've watched press conferences with Shanahan and Lynch. They are focused on getting Bosa. Bosa will be there. He'll be, up for Defensive Player of the Year this year.
I would be stunned if that doesn't get done.
That has to get
He's playing week one.
You got a guy that's basically like Derek Thomas in the 90s, just on his rush game.
He's coming.
He's coming.
They're going to figure that one.
I'm down for any Derek Thomas mention, by the way.
I love Derek Thomas. And I think, just watching Bosa, when we drafted him number 2, you're like, how good is this guy going to be? And then the first play against the Bucs, he got past the tackle so fast he ran by the quarterback. You're like, oh, this guy's just going to live in the backfield of opposing teams. I love him.
Do we get McDaniel on the phone right now?
Can we get McDaniel on the phone?
Can we?
Can you get
McDaniel?
I
know, dude, he ain't going to pick up for me. They're on a training camp. You think he'd pick up?
I don't know. It's 2 o'clock. He could be in a film session.
We like to challenge people to make FaceTime calls.
Hold on. FaceTime call? I'll FaceTime him.
It would be legendary if he picks up.
And this is going to be embarrassing when he does not pick up.
It doesn't. No, but he's busy. He's a busy head.
But if he's
head
like,
coach,
hey.
Where are the Dolphins right now?
They're in training camp.
I know, but are they in some sort of a scrimmage?
Well, let's see.
What are they doing?
I was looking up the win totals.
Still got the Bay Area phone number.
Respect.
I love it. All right, here we go. We're FaceTiming,
so preseason week 3.
Here we go.
The Dolphins.
Come on.
Are in Jacksonville. They're
all right, for the radio audience, Soder has it in his right hand. I'm in the background.
Mike.
Oh, this is great.
Mike McDaniel,
please
come on. Let's hear that. Let's hear that noise that he's picking up.
Like, hey, what do you want?
You want the blue?
Yeah, I just want to hear that. It's a good imitation. No, it's good. It's fine. It's all good.
Busy.
Here we go.
Dolphins fans are like, don't pick up. Dolphins fans are
no, wait.
Unavailable.
Yeah,
now, does that mean did he?
No, it just meant
it
just
ran
somewhere.
Yeah, went too long. Okay,
now we tried. Great content. Great content. I was on the edge of my seat. What did you?
I'm just texting him like, yo, I was just FaceTiming you with Rich Eisen
on live television.
Yeah, and you know what?
Tell him I have a crystal ball now.
Because you know those calls. You know when your friends call you and you're like doing something, like it could even be like as low as paying an electric bill, and you see him calling, you're like, not right now. But then you get the text where you're like, I was FaceTiming you with Rich Eisen. You tend to want to pick up more.
By the way, the custom texts that the iPhone allows you to send, I think, are very impersonal.
Yeah, they are. They're like, hey, I'll call you right back.
Exactly. Or can I call you later? I'm not sending that like to my wife.
Call you later.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
you can't do that. Well, can I call you later? Of course you can call me later. You better call me later.
Yeah.
Well, he is. If you're a Dolphins fan, just know he's hard at work.
I'd love to say. Can I just say, hey, I'm on. I don't know. It just seems
I
a
want
little
to leave
personal.
me alone.
Huh?
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Don't ever call me again.
It's just like, oh, you're going
How
to
dare
something?
you call me? How dare you call me?
What do you? How do you have this number? It's
Lose
just
my
all-
number?
It's just super offensive responses.
Oh my God!
You stink. Go
Dolphins are
away.
practicing indoors today, so
Where are they? Where are they?
They're in Miami.
they're playing Jacksonville this week. But I don't know. Their social media clips from practice today are indoors.
Oh, Sophie's in a bubble.
Well, he might be in
How
a
do you
meeting.
not? How do you not answer in a bubble?
He might be in a
Tyreek
meeting.
Hill,
not
Tyreek Hill
in
had a
his
nice
hand.
catch.
Did he?
Stop me if you heard this before.
Do you play fantasy football or no?
Honestly, I don't.
Okay.
I gave it up in 04.
You mean he-
04.
Wow.
What,
You know why?
What broke
No.
you?
I was cheering for, specifically, I was cheering for a Cowboys player and a Raiders player. And I just hit this moment where I was like, this disgusts me. The 49ers were terrible.
04. So which players?
It was it was a receiver for the Cowboys. I don't think it was Des Bryant.
Wait, hold it. Stop.
Are we doing
Stop.
this game again?
2004. Who were the starting quarterbacks that day? I could pretty much guess who the Cowboys starting quarterback
Cowboys we know.
It was Romo.
It's Romo.
Right.
No, it was Vinny Testaverde.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Who was the Niners starting quarterback in 04?
JT O'Sullivan.
Is that right? That would be an impressive pull. JT O'Sullivan.
No, I'm looking up the Cowboys.
Oh, no.
So I'm trying to see what receiver you were talking about.
Keyshawn Johnson was.
In 2004.
Keyshawn Johnson, I believe, was on the Cowboys.
Yeah, he was on the Cowboys.
He was
so-
on the Cowboys.
Terry
04
Glenn,
starting
maybe?
quarterback is because before the 05 draft where we got Alex Smith.
Who was the starting quarterback for the 04 49ers against the Cowboys? Let me get this game up right now.
Oh no, they weren't playing the Cowboys.
They were not playing the Cowboys.
No, they were just.
All right, just in general, the starting. Oh, dude, you'll never guess. Great one. This is a great name.
Okay, wait, hold
It's
on.
Not JT O'Sullivan. We only have
wasn't-
10 seconds to go.
Oh, no.
I'm going to end a show with two words I've never ended before.
Yeah.
Tim Rattay.
Timmy Rattay from Louisiana, dude.
Wow.
Tim Rattay.
Chat
Guy
again
has, a,
soon.
guy has a D1 passing record.
Well done. By the way, Ken Dorsey started
Yes.
8 games for the 49ers.
From
Rattay had 9.
Wow.
Dorsey
Ken
had
Dorsey from after
played
Miami
8.
run.
By the way, Rich,
Do you want to guess who the starting quarterback for the Raiders was? Since you said they
In 04?
04. You will never guess this one.
Rich Gannon?
He did start 3 games that year.
Is it Tuiasosopo?
No. Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins.
With the Raiders?
Yeah, because the Giants got rid of him.
Yeah.
by the way,
Terry
Rich,
Collins, the Raiders.
Chris mentioned that Vinny Testaverde
Randy
got
Moss
the
on that
Cowboys
team?
5 wins that year. You know who got the 6th? Your
Romo?
buddy Drew Henson.
Drew.
From the University of Michigan.
Wow.
Big arm.
1-0 that year. So big ups to Drew.
Big, big ups.
Yeah.
Well, fun stuff, man.
Yeah.
This come back more than once every 4 years.
Dude, I would love to. I would love to.
Let's
I'd love to
do
come
it.
back and, be able to talk about stuff that I'm
I
working
know
on.
that.
I would love to.
You mean stuff that
talk
we're
about
wa-
the original reason I was here.
I know. Stuff that we're watching right now.
But I like my
going-
health insurance. So
Yeah.
you be strong.
In the meantime, DanSoder.com. He's in the Comedy Store tonight. Seattle on August 24th, and then Calgary and Edmonton after that, before Raleigh, North Carolina, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. For tickets, DanSoder.com. Say hello to Ms. Nolan.
I will. You're the best, dude.
Right back at you. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.